Patrick's Day Parade from downtown Savannah.
Thanks from the Children's Hospital.
Welcome to the Vidalia Onion Festival.
It was a great day for the heritage.
Thanks for watching.
This is a WTOC original presentation. "140 of the best women golfers in the world.
Mexico City.
South Africa.
Australia.
But only 10 will get their LPGA cards.
These are professionals, and you want to give them a good challenging course.
And make it to the show.
The LPGA is the big goal, and all of us are good enough. It's just who's going to show up this week.
Hawks Point, Vidalia is where they'll square off, the next to the last stop on the Symetra Tour.
It's cool to have a pro event here, you know.
Tell them about Vidalia, maybe about the onions, huh?
Now, from Hawks Point, in the heart of Georgia, it's the Vidalia Championship.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Vidalia Championship Wrap-Up Show here on WTOC, and what a great tournament.
Oh, man.
Last year, girl ran away with the championship. This year, no running
That's
away.
Right, yeah, 8-shot winner last year. You know, Rick, this is the 15th event on this tour this year, on the Symetra Tour. I can't imagine there have been too many this exciting. Two of the best players on this tour, head-to-head, never separated by more than a shot all day long. It comes down to a playoff, and then all the fireworks in the playoff. It was fantastic.
They started with a three-way tie for the lead. Tita Sawanapura, Paulo Moreno, and Misha Levister all were tied at 5 under
That's right.
par.
And Misha kind of fell out of it early on the first 9, shot 40 on the front 9, and it became a two-player race at that point, and they did put on a great race because they went back and forth. We had several lead changes on the back 9. We had hole outs for birdie. We had a little bit of everything. These are two of the best players on this tour, too.
Yeah.
Both of them had 5 top 10 finishes coming in. That was tied for the lead on the tour. The interesting thing is Tita Pasawanapur had never won yet. So it was interesting to see how the pressure of trying to get her first win played into the finish as well.
Yeah, the nerves, they had to be there, didn't they?
And I think we saw them at some point during the final round.
Yes. Let's check out the highlights now. All right, we begin on number 12, and this is Sawanapura for birdie. That put her at 6 under par and in the lead.
Put her one shot ahead, and then look at this shot here on number 14 by Moreno.
Oh, wow.
Holds it out of the bunker for birdie. That ties the lead at 6 under par, and looks like we had quite a race going on there. And then this shot here coming up on number 16 over the water on the par 4.
This is as good as it gets because she played the slope just right to go to that tough pin placement down in the back left, right part of the green as they looked at it.
Within 2 feet of the hole. That looked like it might have been the shot that won the tournament for a while, but then she goes to the next hole, the par 3, and misses about an 8-footer for par, leaving herself with bogey there.
Same hole, Sawanapura for birdie from 20 feet, and she drains it.
It's a 2-shot swing on the 17th hole. It also puts Sawanapura in the lead at 7 under. You're thinking it's over?
It's over, yes. No playoff, right? Wrong, because on 18, this is Moreno for birdie from about 25 feet. That tied it at 7 under par.
That's a great putt under pressure. And then here's the first playoff hole. Moreno misses what was about a 3-footer. Sawanapura, a chance to win. Misses as well.
Ouch. Yes.
So we go to the second
look at her.
Yeah,
she just could not believe.
So now this is number 18. They stay on number 18 for the second playoff hole.
Look at this approach from Moreno. She sticks it in about 12 feet below the hole, straight uphill putt. And the crowd, they were loving it.
There's a good crowd around 18, too, for that.
Yes, there was. Sawanapura for her approach to 18 in the second playoff hole, and look at this, right below,
looked like 15. It looked like it was going to get inside her, but it just stuck and stayed down there. Now she's got 15 feet up the hill.
Putting first, and she read that perfectly.
Man, that put a little bit of pressure on Moreno, didn't it?
And she was proud, and should have been. Now Moreno, same putt, just left it below the hole.
Left it below the hole, yeah. Didn't have enough speed to hold the line. It turned off the left. Didn't know whether or not she had to finish out. Of course, you know, in the playoff, it's sudden death. Once one player finishes a hole below the other, it's over. And that was it. But Sawanapura comes away 7 under par as the final winning score. It's her first career victory on the Symetra Tour, but not her first win. She has won several times internationally. She's a 19-year-old from Bangkok, Thailand, and she's got several international wins.
And we talked to her after her round.
This course is tough, and finally I make it. I play under par, and I win it. I'm really happy. I know that I have to make birdies to keep it up. So yeah, I just try, and you know. So finally I make on 17 and 18. I just got part, so I know myself that I'm gonna play off. The last part, I know that I behind her. If I not make it, she will see my line. So just do it. Just putt it.
I played well, and all the time under pressure. So, it was fun. It was a really nice finish. I made a great putt on 18, and she played great. I mean, she birdied in a playoff, so that's the way to win.
It was an awesome experience. I didn't play as well as I liked, but it was awesome. It was a learning experience. I'm so excited and blessed to be here, so it's all good. I have to go back to school. So I am a full-time college student at North Carolina Central, so I have to go back to school next week because I've missed 2 weeks already.
Obviously I'm a little disappointed. I would have liked to win. I think I had a good shot at it. I was playing really solid after yesterday, but definitely positive. I mean, I played well. I didn't shoot any high score, and that was really important to me. So, yeah, I'm excited for next week.
Taking a look at the final leaderboard, Sawanapora winning $16,500 today, and she finished in a tie, of course, with Paulo Moreno. Moreno losing the playoff hole on the second playoff hole.
And Sarah Mojano was one of the players tied for the lead for a good part of the day. She had some difficulty putting on the back nine, had a couple of 3 putts and dropped out of it.
Yes, but she played well all week. Tracy Stafford also playing very well. She finished 4th behind those top 3, and Kara Freeman. And a lot of going on with this tournament because of the development. They're trying to get to the LPGA Tour, so the money really means a lot.
Exactly, because we talked about a little bit yesterday that the top 10 money winners on the Symetra Tour at the end of the year get full exemptions the following season. This might be the best way to get to the LPGA Tour, and is very exciting because next week is the final week. So there was a little bit of jockeying on that top 10. We had the top 10 going in yesterday, but now take a look at the new top 10 as of the completion of this event. You can see a couple of different players moved in.
Yeah, Moreno takes over the top spot with her finish tied for first, and she jumps up 2 places from number 3.
Right.
And of course, Sawanapora, look at that jump from 15 to 4.
Yeah, how about that for your first victory? You also pretty much guarantee yourself an exemption on the LPGA Tour now because she's probably not going to drop 7 spots next week in the final event of the year.
In the final ceremony, she said something about I'll see her Moreno out on the LPGA Tour.
Yeah, and then actually Sarah Mojano, although she slipped up a little bit on the back nine, she did sneak in there, moving from 17th place to 10th.
Oh, that's
and
important.
She is on the bubble now, of course. It's not final. Most surprising, perhaps, about this, Jacqueline Sweeney, we talked about her yesterday, $383 out of 10th place yesterday. She made $31,000 today and did not move up. She stayed in 11th place. That just shows you that it's not only the players in front of you, it's everybody in the field that is moving up and down the whole time. So there's a lot going on, and there'll still be a lot more going on next week at the final event in Daytona Beach.
How much pressure is there going to be on these players going to next week's final?
No, there's all the pressure in the world. It's a matter of having a place to play, do what you want to do for a living, or coming back perhaps to this tour, having to go to Q school. A lot riding on next week.
Don't you imagine the top 4 or 5, they can relax because they're there.
Exactly.
But the rest of them, especially from, say, 5 or 6 all the way down to 15 or 18.
They're looking over their shoulders, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. And trying their best to get up into that top 10.
Exactly. Well, Tita Pasawanapora, congratulations not only on the victory today, but again, pretty much has put herself on the LPGA Tour with her first career victory.
We'll have to be watching for her, won't we?
We will see her out there.
We got much more ahead here on the Vidalia Championship wrap-up show. When we come back, this tournament couldn't go on without the volunteers. We'll talk about them next.
Score big savings at Savannah Toyota today with FlexPay. Right now, drive off in a new Tundra for only $14,483 or just $289 a month. Don't miss your chance to save today at Savannah Toyota, your hometown dealer since 1989.
We can replace that ligament with another type of tissue. We typically use the patient's own patella tendon. We take part of that, or we take a part of the patient's hamstring tendon, and we build a new ligament. We make a new ligament. Those are called autografts.
I think that's one of the neat things about orthopedics. You have a patient who has pain or a problem, and you can do something where it maybe leads to resolving their pain and improving their quality of life.
For more, contact Effingham Orthopedic Services or go to WTOC.com and click on Help.
Caught yesterday and cooked today, Barnes Restaurant seafood specials are fresh and delicious. Fried whiting dinners, shrimp and whiting combos, big 30-piece fried shrimp dinners, delicious sandwich combos with one side and drink, and Barnes crispy scored flounder are Savannah favorites. Call ahead for Barnes delicious takeout specials. 3-pound chopped barbecue pork with sauce, fried or rotisserie chicken, 10-piece dark or 10-piece mixed. At Barnes Restaurants, it's all good.
It's time for the Effingham Oktoberfest in Rincon, September 28th and 29th. Enjoy the Channelheimer's Oompa Band and wonderful arts and crafts and fun contest. Sample the delicious German and festival foods from some of your favorite local restaurants while you listen to non-stop music featuring Battle of the Bands on Friday night and Chuck Courtney on Saturday.
Now I'm laughing all the way to the...
For more information, call the Effingham Chamber at 912-754-3301.
Score big savings at Savannah Toyota today with FlexPay. Right now, drive off in a new Prius for only $10,999 or just $209 a month. Don't miss your chance to save today at Savannah Toyota, your hometown dealer since 1989.
Well, as we said a moment ago, you can't operate a tournament without the volunteers, and what a great job they did this week.
Oh, yeah, they always do here. And, you know, we hear it every level from amateur golf through the PGA Tour that you can't have a tournament without volunteers, because if you had to pay people who do the jobs that volunteers do, there'd be nothing left for a purse, there'd be nothing to give to charity. You couldn't have an event.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And they really turned out in Vidalia, because this community is a real community.
And they're very proud to have this event here. This is the only professional sports in Vidalia, and people want to be a part of it. And not only that, you come out here, being part of this event, you get to see some pretty good golf. You're up close to some of the best female players in the world.
And we talked to some of those volunteers, and here's what they had to say about the job they do.
It's a great thing for the community. I mean, you can't believe the hours these people have put in for absolutely no monetary reward, but it's for the town. They just love it. And the golfers, I just wish everybody in this area was here to see this, because this is world-class golf in South Georgia.
Well, this is an impressive thing for Vidalia and all of Toombs County, and to see the number of volunteers it takes to put this thing on really all week. And it started some time ago, and I was just honored to be the caddy master, and then obviously honored to be the caddy for the runner-up who lost in on the second playoff hole.
You see all the people around here with blue shirts, yellow shirts, and all that. You know, they divide them up, and everybody's got a little category they've been working in. And this didn't just happen like the last 2 weeks. They've been organizing this thing basically since last year to start over again, make it better, and we've already learned things this year to try to make it better next year.
Well, my job as caddy master, I was over all the volunteer caddies, recruiting the caddies. The Symetra Tour puts a list together, first come, first serve, best available caddy. And I actually started out with this thing just volunteering to caddy, and then all of a sudden somebody came down here and got me and said, hey, you know, you do a lot of things in the community, and so how about you being the caddy master?
How'd you get stuck with the media?
I'm a media guy. I don't know, they just call me, and I say, I've got a good guy, John Kuhn, works with me. In fact, our whole staff is outstanding, just like your guys. And we just saw a little hometown radio station.
I recruited those caddies and then placed them with golfers that needed caddies to come in. And really, I mean, these girls really don't make a whole lot of money on this tour, so they depend on volunteers, volunteer housing and all. So it was a pleasure to do it.
And of course, Zach Fowler, he is with 98Q radio station here.
Celebrity here in town.
Yes, and they do some great work with this tournament. A lot of their people were here.
And Jeff McCormick, I mean, here's a guy who's a headmaster at a middle school. He's a county commissioner in Toombs County. Spends his weekend carrying a golf bag around for a budding star, perhaps, on the LPGA Tour. It's a good way to spend a weekend.
It was a lot of fun for everybody here. And earlier in the week, they had a tour. What's Vidalia known for? What is that thing called? Onions. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you feeling hungry? I have a challenge for you and your friends. 3-pound burger from B&D's. You know what? If you eat it in under 40 minutes, it's free.
Bring it on, bring it on, B&D Burgers.
If you haven't noticed yet, LKQ is selling auto parts at affordable prices. Bring your own tools, pull your own parts. It's that easy. You're doing the work, why not enjoy the savings? It's not your normal used auto parts yard. It's a lot better looking than that. We take care of our parts. That's why they're guaranteed. Dependable, reliable, LKQ. Visit LKQ today. And remember, no one beats our prices, and it's always guaranteed. Always.
When it comes to your health, you need to know who to turn to when you need it most. Get connected at Health Connections. It's simply one click away to viewing a list of the Lowcountry's top professionals for all your medical needs. Click on Health Connections only on WTOC.com.
The Same Face Promise is about giving all our customers a dedicated service professional. You trust us, you get a better service, and you have peace of mind. And by sending the same person, he's going to know about the kids, and he's going to know where the dog sleeps, and he's going to know the critical areas for your treatment, and you're going to get a better service. Why doesn't everybody do it this way? Same face, no surprises, or it's free.
When the bugs are all gone, it's all good.
It's Subway's birthday, and everyone's celebrating with their $5 footlong faves. Many of the subs you love, like the turkey breast, Italian BMT, and more, are $5 footlongs. September only.
Best burgers in Savannah.
They're very friendly, they're very polite.
I bet Colonial Burger is the only place you can get a fried egg and bacon on your cheeseburger.
They were so good.
That's why Travel and Leisure magazine rated us top 10 in the country.
Back here on the Vidalia Championship wrap-up show, and earlier in the week, the young ladies got to go tour one of the onion farms and learn what they do here.
Yeah, well, you know, what's Vidalia known for? You said it. You can't come here without having some onions, learning about some onions. It's funny. I mean, Vidalia onions, of course, world famous. I've got a brother-in-law up in New Jersey. Every time I go north, I've got to bring him onions. I've got to bring him the relish that you make with it, and the sauces and everything, the salad dressings. So you knew that these players coming here were going to learn a little bit about onions. They were going to see some onions, too.
The world's next great golfers got a look at why Vidalia is the onion capital of the world. In between practices, players on the Symetra Tour toured Vidalia Valley, which makes dressings and salsas with the signature sweet onion.
And I felt like I was kind of obligated to come out here and learn about them, since I've always eaten them and grown up with them. So it was great to learn how it all works.
You know, I've never seen any operation remotely close to this large, so it's kind of overwhelming.
The ladies saw the tons of onions that go into the company's products, as well as those shipped to buyers like Domino's Pizza and Taco Bell. And it wouldn't be a tour without a tasting session. Players say this isn't the only flavor of Vidalia they've enjoyed. As for the golfers, well, they say they've seen a welcome as sweet as any onion could ever be.
When I met my housing host this week, she greeted me at the door with a big hug and said, "We don't shake hands here, we hug," you know, and that's kind of the outreach you get from the people here.
I think most of the towns that are hosting, they really appreciate the golfers, but Georgia's just very... how do you say it? The Southern hospitality, is that what it's called? You know, they just want us to feel very welcomed here, and we feel it, all of us here. Obviously, they're busy eating over there.
They say when it comes to their travels, the smaller the town, the bigger the welcome.
That was WTOC's Dal Kennedy, who accompanied the ladies on that tour of the onion farm. He got a little look at what goes on behind the scenes there, too. I think Dal pretty much knows what happens there, though.
Yes, he did. And that's just how the community got involved in this whole tournament from beginning to end. We'll talk more about that when we return.
It's rock bottom pricing. At No Direct Carpets, carpet the whole house with quality carpet. Pad and basic installation are included. 3 easy choices. The good at $10.88, the better at $13.88, and the best quality at $18.88. There's a select group of vinyl starting at 99 cents per square foot. A new shipment of Oriental rugs are flying out of here at $38 and up, plus a special markdown on all remnants. It's rock bottom pricing at Mill Direct Carpets, and not for long, so get to 1115 West Bay Street.
Savannah. Around Savannah on a Saturday night, I saw a car driving crazy. I knew something wasn't right. He hit me head on. He was drunk as he ran through the light. And since I gotta get what's right, I called Mike. So if Mike is your attorney, you should have no fear, cause he was serving Savannah over 18 years. He'll let you know if you have a case, and he'll be there to help with lost wages and car repair. So do yourself a favor and listen to me, but call 748-6453. Just do yourself a favor and listen to me, and call 748-MIKE.
Tracy here. Let me tell you something. You'll save a lot of money on futons, furniture, and America's favorite mattresses at Green Frog's big back-to-school sale. We're at Green Frog Sleep Center at 7501 Abercord. The Green Frog back-to-school sale. Don't miss it. You'll save a lot of money and sleep well, too.
Everybody loves a sparkling clean car.
Everyone loves getting it done at Savannah Car Wash.
That's right. Wi-Fi, TV, coffee bar, and lush landscaping.
It's the best car wash in town, right?
Consistently voted best car wash.
Anything else?
Yeah, you missed a spot.
Here at Hawks Point Golf Club in Vidalia, they just finished the Vidalia Championship, and a great tournament it was, but the community.
Yeah.
Everybody turned out and they got involved.
Yeah, you know, there were some folks on the course today, a good crowd out there. We talked about the volunteers already. It's a sense of pride to have this event here.
Sure.
And earlier this week we sat down with Vidalia Mayor Ronnie Dixon and heard his pride for the event.
And they're doing a lot for this event because it's just getting started, you know, kind of the second year, and so we're just really kind of getting things going in the right direction, and it looks like it's everybody's participating in it. A lot of families are housing the girls, and I think they enjoy that. So things are going really well, and of course, like you say, it's filling up our motel rooms, and a lot of people are eating out, so it's really good for our economy. My day is a giving area. With everybody here seems to support the different things that come around, but this event, I've noticed that we have a lot of volunteers coming out. Just everybody's getting involved to try to make it the best it can be. So we're hoping that one day it might be as good as maybe the Onion Festival is. So it's been a great event so far, and hopefully it's going to get better every year. They get to visit the farm. They do a lot of things they probably don't do in other cities because there's not a whole lot to do in a small town like Vidalia. We're probably the smallest town that to host one of these events. So I think they really enjoy it. I know last year they did. I talked to a lot of the girls, and they really enjoy staying with the different families and going out and having dinner, seeing the different things that are around here. I like to watch the ladies play, and you do see some great golf. And these girls out here are going to show you some of the best golf you can see, I can tell you that. They can hit that ball a long way. It's intimidating to play with them, I can tell you. It's just something that a lot of communities our size don't have, and it has a great impact on the city in a lot of different ways in this whole community. And so we're just very proud. We're glad that the Pages have decided to put something like this on, and it's really, like I say, been great for this community.
Well, the community certainly did itself proud here this weekend, but you know who else did? Hawks Point Golf Club.
Absolutely.
The players were talking about it. The fans were talking about it. It was in great shape.
It was. The players said, the greens were great, the fairways were great, and the facilities off the golf course were great, too.
Well, a few years ago, the Page family opened this facility, actually rebuilt it from the old Vidalia Country Club because they wanted to give the community a quality place to play, and those Symetra Tour players saw what kind of quality club this has become.
We're very proud, Vidalia ain't never had no pro event, so it's cool to have a pro event here, Everybody in the community gets to come out and see pro golfers play and have a good time. It's really cool. The kids is the best part, watching them out here following around, getting signatures, so everybody loves kids. That's the coolest part of it.
Well, the Symetra Tour will be coming back to Hawks Point for a third season next year in 2013. You get a feeling that the players on the Symetra Tour who have not been here yet will have heard about it by then.
Oh, absolutely. And they'll be lining up families to host these young players, and because they travel all over the place.
Yeah, it's not easy.
They need a place to stay. We'll talk about that next.
Score big savings at Savannah Toyota today with FlexPay. Right now, drive off in a new Camry for only $95.63 or just $169 a month. Don't miss your chance to save today at Savannah Toyota, your hometown dealer since 1989.
Now that summer's over, need something new for the game room? Visit Amusement Sales and Service now through September 30th and get a free ping pong table or ping pong conversion top with the purchase of a Brunswick pool table. Amusement Sales and Service, 5500 White Bluff Road, Savannah, serving Southeast Georgia and the South Carolina Lowcountry, also offers foosball, air hockey, ping pong, and poker tables for any game room need. Have more family fun at home. Come in today and let the games begin.
The knee is the biggest joint in the body, and the knee is what is basically your wheels, how you get around.
I've been having left knee pain. They went in 2 places in my knee,
and they were able to fix the sac and the derangement in my knee, and I've been up and walking ever since. I would give all my friends and family the advice that they really need to seek treatment through Dr. Madonna.
For more, contact Effingham Orthopedic Services or go to WTOC.com and click on Help.
This is Jamiko. In the Navy, he fueled the big jets. But when he left the military, Jamiko needed a new direction. So he chose Virginia College and discovered therapeutic massage. Now Jamiko is in high demand with clients to soothe, to relax, and to revive. Sometimes success starts when you give others the power to soar. Virginia College, your success starts here. Call or visit vc.edu.
Score big savings at Savannah Toyota today with FlexPay. Right now, drive off in a new Corolla for only $88.43 or just $149 a month. Don't miss your chance to save today at Savannah Toyota, your hometown dealer since 1989.
Back here at Hawks Point Golf Club in Vidalia, where the Vidalia Championship wrapped up earlier today, and great tournament.
Absolutely.
There were a lot of people out there, and I noticed there were a lot of people rooting for specific players. There was a reason for that.
That they had gotten to know maybe
Yes.
last year or this year, because, it's all these players, they travel for a living. And that sounds glamorous, but, you're living out of the trunk of your car, you're eating fast food. But some of these girls take advantage of a service that is provided at a lot of these events. They stay with host families, which is pretty interesting.
It's really a good thing for them, because on this tour, they're not making a great deal of money. They're not making enough to really make a living unless they win every week. So they really need this help.
Yeah, so they not only stay in these families' homes, but they get to know these families, they build relationships with these families, and that has happened right here at Hawks Point.
Even if your job is golf, there's nothing like coming home after a long day of work.
It's good to come here because I see this as my home, so.
Ricky Van Nierkerk is back home in Vidalia, the home Susan and Mitchell Shook have made for her at Hawks Point Golf Club for almost a year now.
We just fell in love with Ricky when we met her. She's from South Africa. She had not seen her family in 3 years.
But she found one in the Shooks. Like many players on the Symetra Tour, where travel expenses usually outsize the purses, Van Nierkerk often chooses to stay with host families at tournaments. Locals who open their homes and their hearts to these young professionals trying to make it in a competitive profession.
And you get to meet amazing people, and you get to be a part of their lives for a week and hopefully turn them into golf fanatics if they're not already.
But Ricky's relationship with the Shooks merely sprouted out of 1 week last year and is now part of all their lives.
We became friends and we developed a relationship, and of course I had no place to go during Christmas last year, and they invited me to come over.
She literally has a room in our house, and I even communicated with her mother in South Africa and got her mother to send some pictures here of her family, and surprised her one day when she came home, and she went in her room and had pictures, of her mom, her brother, her dad.
And while Ricky's dream is to one day leave the Symetra Tour for the LPGA, her friendship with the Shooks won't go away.
When she introduces us to some of her friends, she says, "This is my American parents." So I'm happy to be her American parent.
Now, Susan Shook is the housing coordinator here in Vidalia. She placed 100 players last year, another 100 this year. She's going to place at least that many next year when the Symetra Tour comes back. But when it does come back, they're only going to be hoping to have an event as exciting as today's was.
All right, for Tim Geidera, I'm Rick Snow saying so long from Hawks Point Golf Club in Vidalia. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next year.